It's been about a day or two since your landing in Washington, D.C. Not a lot has happened. The main things that are currently going on is everybody is meeting in the tomb of the Arisen. Currently, 4 of you are in your traditional cult business wear. Let's just phrase it like that. With Sage dressed up as a new recruit.
Was I told the dress code before then?
Yes, you were given work.
The rundown.
Cautious chaps and
Yeah.
So, I will leave this up to either Seth or Awat. Both of you would definitely be one of the two to actually conduct the initiation ceremony. Awat being a Sadiq and High Priest, while Seth being the resident cult sorcerer.
Flip a coin?
well, I
don't
mean,
know.
I have some, but I imagine your Remic is more substantial than mine.
That's true, yeah. Although, sure. Why not? It's been a while. I gotta come up with a ritual on the fly. Damn you.
I
yes.
can't hear.
Gandhi, join
Well,
in.
I can't put my headset on if I have my hood up.
Oh, I gotta go get my.
I mean, I guess I could put it over.
Mine doesn't fit.
I guess I'll put my black hood up and let's see here. Give me a moment. Yeah, here we go.
I guess I can do a headscarf.
I can kind of hear.
Yeah, there we go. Although I don't actually know Aramic, so gibberish.
You know any like French?
Anut.
Nope. I don't know French. English is my language. That's all I got.
Well, then do it in English.
Are you the Sadiq, though? No, I meant me personally. Oh, okay. I don't know Aramic.
By the power of Ra, Hotep, Hoi, Mut, Nut,
Much.
Badum, Pata.
Please stop saying. Stop talking. Much too early. Much too late.
My apologies.
He's putting me on the spot. Is there any examples I can look at?
No.
I was just singing the Prince of Egypt, playing with the big boys.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those came after the judges of Aram. And are considered pale imitations and almost insulting to the Arisen culture.
I've got this, guys. Ready?
Ooh, ew, ooh, oh.
I hate you. You broken Jack.
He did. Well, ritual sacrifice is part of it. Sure.
Let's see.
Just wing it, Poot. You got
Just
this.
wing it. Okay. So everybody's in their positions in the room with the new recruit in the center. And then, ritual chanting and stuff.
With that,
yeah.
One of the things that I will state is, which Arisen do you choose? Do you choose your granddaughter, or do you choose one of the others in the room?
Well, naturally, Awat would probably choose his granddaughter.
So,
unless if it matters to Sage, maybe give her a pamphlet with each Arisen, she can choose one.
Yeah. What is Sage agreeing to here?
Here's the HR sheet. Here's the contract.
Like, is this the till death, you're in this cult till you die sort of thing?
Yeah. This is forever.
Okay. I'm not sure that they're quite, that they are at a level of trusting the cult that they'd be willing to do that. They will give their word to assist the cult, but they are, I don't think that they are
obviously dubious a bit.
Well, this is normal cult initiation.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm fine not partaking in your strange otherworldly magic. I got plenty of strange magics for myself, but if it's secrets you can't share, I'm sure we can find a workaround. There's always a euphemism.
Well, we're working towards a goal here. The four of us share that objective. And my concern is that
Seth?
not with us, but yeah.
Roll me occult plus intelligence real quick.
Does my ancient Aaronic religion apply on that?
I'll say yes, but it's dubious, honestly.
Dubious.
7. Whoa!
Wah! Wah!
Oh shit!
Take exceptional. Take inspired. Occult.
What did you roll?
Don't mind if I. 7.
Oh my god!
Don't mind if I do.
One of the big reasons you guys are pushing for this particular initiation is you are aware of a sort of sickness called Cybris. When the Arisen reveal any sort of true form, their power, there's a chance that they can inflict Cybris, which has a chance of forcing somebody to worship the mummy that they just saw. This ritual grants a certain level of immunity to it. This is specifically for Seth here, as he gets ready to explain why they're doing this.
It's either by your own choice or to have all autonomy removed from you.
Well, here's the thing. That doesn't seem like a freely entered into oath, and frankly, I'm still getting to know you people. Maybe in the future I can tie that knot, but for now, let's just keep this no strings attached, as they say in the common parlance. And if the mummy shows up, or if some terrible whatnot does happen, something there, maybe I'll just excuse myself from the presence of your grandeur.
It's not our grandeur you need to be concerned about.
Is it the grandeur of these corpses?
These corpses are capable of more power than you have and have ever known, I assure you.
Ooh. But they're dead.
They are not.
Well, then what's... if you want to get them, why can't you just give them a good slap about?
Not quite so simple, and that is... Like I say, that's something that we would be willing to share should you wish to join our ranks.
I'll keep that in mind. I am willing to offer you a sworn binding and I can offer an oath that neither of us will harm one another willingly. Perhaps that could assuage some of your concerns.
Like I say, I'd be honored, but like I say, that would only be a short-term solution.
Hmm.
The old ones demand fealty. They get it.
Hmm.
And that
Yeah.
also applies to the Shoshkan, or however it's pronounced. I can't ever remember how it's pronounced, and I'm gonna always pronounce it wrong because it's a stupid long word.
Shoash come?
The servant of Amut.
Yes.
Ah. Well, sorry to disappoint you folks.
Not at all.
So, with that out of the way, we have some work to do we not?
I think it would be best if we all just took some time.
Mm-hmm.
It's been difficult for everyone involved, I'm sure. I'll look around to the others just to see what the consensus there is.
Mm-hmm.
What, Edmond?
Awat disappointedly puts his knife away.
Edmund's consensus on, sorry, my brain no work.
Bart.
Just take.
Just taking some time.
To, not to do the initiate, like, yeah.
No, just in the immediate here and now. Just take some time out, relax for a bit.
Hmm.
Downtime.
Oh, like in-game, or are we gonna...
Yeah, like, in-game.
Yeah.
In-game, well... Do we have any other leads? No?
I've got one
to
potential.
do then?
I've got one potential, but it will be. What time is it now?
I stated it's only been a couple of days after the
Sorry,
plan.
time of day. Time of day.
Time of day. It would probably be dusk or dawn. Makes the most sense for rituals.
Oh, yeah.
I have something I can follow up, but not in this part of the world. I'll need to make some calls anyway.
Well, another part of the world. We take a trip down to the airport, I can get you there.
I think this time we'll probably make the journey by boat.
By boat? Well, that's no fun. And slow. But
I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
But no, I have some
Edmond.
Is it a book on modern aviation?
What?
No. It's all just musing. Just musing.
Modern aviation? No, why would I need any of that garbage? No, I'm doing more important things. I have a few experiments to run.
Well, I am, for one, gonna go hunting, I think, for a bit. And if anyone wants to join me later for a barbecue, a little gathering around the fire, I have tales to tell. And might be working a little bit of one of them rituals you folks like. So...
All the best. Good luck.
So
Well,
Sage is going to leave the area, and when you say hunting, small game, large game, because that obviously determines where exactly you're heading.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. I was kind of picturing like an overgrown post-apocalyptic DC. Realize that doesn't make as much sense if it's been 1 year. So
Yeah.
maybe she's just gonna break into a supermarket and then cook some meat on a campfire. Yeah, I think that's probably what she's actually gonna do, is go hunting for a unlooted freezer of meat and cook it on a campfire.
Yes, year-old freezer meat that maybe hasn't been running for the last year.
Hey, put some hair on your chest.
Get tinned food.
Well, someone's gotta eat the frozen stuff. Can't
Not
let
frozen
it
anymore.
waste.
Not frozen.
So,
We're coming out of the winter. It's fine.
Edmond. It's not too long after Sage leaves that you feel your phone vibrate. You wouldn't have had your phone actually ring. At least I don't think Edmund's that disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Phone's
No,
on
probably.
silent during these ceremonies.
Yeah. Like flight mode. Come on. Serious.
Well, I don't put my phone on airplane mode. That's what the airplane's for.
But your phone's on. Your phone's vibrating.
But yes, I will excuse myself as I plan to do anyways, and I will check my phone as I am pacing the hallways, I guess.
Edmund, it's the professor.
This is a text, or
No,
is
it's.
this a... call.
Yeah, he actually
it's-
called you.
It's been a few days. This lead of ours, how goes it? I report good success on our other leads.
I have obtained something. I'm not sure if it's exactly what you're looking for, but it is certainly of interest.
Very good. Shall I contact 0 Hour and arrange something?
No need. Come to the Washington Monument. They were kind enough to deliver me.
Well, they can get you a plane, they can't get me a plane. Very well. A moment. It is a bit of a walk.
I mean, you could tell me where you are if you're tied up.
Yeah. I will be there momentarily. I don't actually think the Washington Monument's too far away from the Smithsonian.
No, it's not.
Not very.
The base in the Smithsonian?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, it's
The best place to hide mummies.
Hide in plain sight, yeah.
Yes, they're based in the Smithsonian.
But no, I will be there momentarily. Simply watch the parks. I'll be on my approach on foot.
Fair enough. And the line goes dead. Are you just taking off without letting anybody know?
Did anybody else seem like they were going to be very immediately busy? Like,
Also,
I've got something I need to do, but
Yeah, for the moment, Awad is just putting ritual stuff away.
Sage is kind of wandering around the city looking for supermarkets. Or
She already left.
yeah.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
so, no, Edmond will be a polite member of the group. Pop his head back in the door and is gonna go check out another lead real quick. And
Oh.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Pooter?
I was just say, well, he left before Awad could say anything, so.
With that, it looks like you're on your own, Edmund.
no one cares enough to follow him. That's understandable. He's probably going for another plane anyways.
So, with
I
that,
don't want to
we-
fly with you anymore.
with that, we know what Edmund is doing. We know what Sage is doing. What of Marshall?
Well, you see, while Sage is hunting for frozen food, I'm eating only the freshest food. You know, it's never frozen. Can you believe it? This episode is sponsored
No,
by...
no. You've missed your chance.
I know. I regret it though. Yeah. So I'm gonna go. See if I can. I don't know. Find some like government labs or something where I could like loot
Actually,
weapons or like ingredients for the serum.
that is actually something that you would have actually been discussing with you find out his name is Henry. Won't give you a last name. But Henry has actually been talking to you quite a lot. You guys have been, I'm not going to say bonding, but you have been discussing, you know, your former lives. He somewhat told you about his main type of quarry, which were other hunters that had gone rogue. However, he has also mentioned that Vasco did have a base nearby and that they had worked very closely with Task Force Valkyrie. So he seems like a very obvious person to maybe press a little harder for information.
I see. Then I'll see if I can talk to this guy then. What was his name?
Henry.
Vasco? Oh, Henry.
Yeah, he was part of Vasco.
Oh, Vasco. Okay.
Which, for those that are not initiated into the lore of Hunter, Vasco is another conspiracy, much like Task Force Valkyrie, which is, it stands for the Vanguard Serial Crimes Unit. Awad,
Mm-hmm.
what are your plans?
Well, Awa would like to obviously find another relic, but seeing as there's no real leads, I'm wondering if I can use an utterance to facilitate that to make it easier. Dreams of Dead Gods?
Which, what tier are you using? Tier 1?
Tier 1, yeah.
What does it do?
Ooh.
Let me see here. Define a task that I need completed and unleash the utterance. Fate chooses whoever's afflicted, and they get, like, basically a supernatural quest or Gaius. Otherwise, they get, like, bad dreams if they don't start working on it. It's on page 135 if people want to read it.
That is, yeah, that's very fatey. Hell yeah.
It is very Fate, yes.
I was also thinking I might go and toss a serendipity in there to at some point to just give a lead if that doesn't work out.
All right, so Dreams of the Dead God, it doesn't require any sort of roll or anything. It's just
So it seems, yeah. It's
Ooh, hell yeah.
whoever it affects gets the dead dreamer condition. So whenever they slumber, they get nightmares of Duat and bad futures, blah blah blah.
so.
And duration lasts until every dreamer resolves the condition by finishing the quest.
And who would you be targeting?
I don't actually. Fate chooses the afflicted. It's random.
All right. Go ahead and spend the pillar point
I shall spend the pillar point.
that you have, the only one.
I had 5, so I have
Oh, okay.
right.
You have 4 left then. Okay.
I have 4 left. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if there's some sort of thing I need to do for it, though.
That's how powerful utterances are. No.
Yeah. No. Okay. Just
They're considered miracles. The mummies just demand that they happen, and they happen.
I I demand another relic. And then fate will decide you help him get a relic.
Seth,
Yes.
what are you gonna do?
I am going to conduct open right. I don't know if I can do this, but essentially I want to hex the book. So if anyone else other than me touches or keeps hold of it, bad things happen.
Is this a pre-existing supernatural ability?
I don't know. Is there anything like that?
That is not obviously directly related to a splat, is the thing. It can't be like a discipline, I remember that.
You could make it a monkey's paw.
That's a spell, though. That's directly
It's a
tied to the
spell.
mage splat.
Yeah.
So basically,
it's
he
less
has
Does
to.
it be an existing thing or the opposite?
It has to be something that is... It has to be an existing thing that is not tied directly to a splat. So, like, wolf-blooded, or the rights that werewolves can cast technically work as well, because wolf-blooded can do it.
So it
Disciplines...
can't be unique.
Yeah, it can't be unique. So, like, he can't use, gifts, but he can do rights because wolf-blooded can do rights. Disciplines can't because they're tied to vampiric blood.
What about
Back to
the-
me. I'm gonna have a look and see what I can find.
All right, then we will actually pick up with Marshall.
Hello.
It's getting close. This is probably a couple of days after the fact. It took a while for you to track down Henry in this desolate city. But eventually you were, and your time frame's running very, very thin. Is it not for your serum?
How many days has it been? So far, it's been 5, like, for this, so.
Yeah, and I said another couple of days, so you're looking at 6 to 7. You're right on the cusp then of needing another hit. As you seem to be meeting up relatively close to where the Pentagon is. He had asked you to meet him here. Kind of looks you over real quick. You feeling all right, man?
I'm fine. It's just a little under the weather.
Now, come on. You're not going to try to pull that one on me, are you?
It's been a couple days since I've had the serum, so.
Jeez, Task Force Valkyrie. Which serum? You know there's a lot, right? Sometimes I'm worried about how much Task Force Valkyrie actually told people about some of the stuff they were doing.
So, I have specialty serum for my science. That works. Do I roll anything to see, or?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Let's see how much you remember of the serum. It has been a while since you took a course in creating that serum. Okay. You're able to give him essentially a rough estimate. Ah, that toxin. Well, and he points his rifle at the Pentagon. There, as you probably very well know, this place had some offices in it that weren't necessarily open to the public or open to the general populace. Even if you worked there, you didn't have the clearance to get into certain wings. I know of a lab. It might have some of the stuff that you need. I can't confirm that, and I also can't confirm in what shape it's gonna be.
That's fine. I just need the directions.
It's gonna be, he kind of chuckles for a second. Gonna have to go get into the most inner pentagon of the Pentagon, and, you know the subway?
Yeah.
The subway inside of, the Pentagon. Their storage room has a trapdoor that'll lead you into the labs. I don't know why they put it underneath a frickin' subway.
Is there anything else? Any like security measures I have to worry about besides?
Oh hell yeah, there's gonna be security measures. I'm not gonna be able to tell you what's in there. You'd probably know better than I would.
And I'm really sorry to ask more of you, but I think I could borrow some weaponry or anything. All I have is this pistol, and it's been a while since I don't really have the armory I used to have.
He kind of unslings his 308 and tosses his 308 to you.
Let me see.
And of course he produces a couple of magazines. He's like, it's not much.
What type of weapon is this? Is it just like a rifle, or?
It's rifle, yeah. 308, essentially I'm gonna say this, it's the hunting rifle from Fallout.
It'll be more than enough at the very least, so.
A decent sniper round.
So as you descend into... It's not very hard to make your way through. Most of the outer perimeter is unlocked. This place was evacuated in a rather abrupt fashion. Roll me a perception check, a matter of fact.
Okie
As you begin to move through this area, you can actually see gunfire marks. You can see bullet holes, what look to be a couple of explosive devices planted. And this does bring back memories of the fall of Task Force Valkyrie. It also seems like this would probably be the best place to gain more information regarding that event, if that is something that Marshall really wants to know. He was not here at that time.
Yeah, he would probably want to check it out.
Detour to a server room?
Yeah.
Or computer room? Alright, I am going to make a quick question here. Do you have any computer skill?
I have no computer skill. Wow, that is not great.
I've seen this one before.
Like, he's a medic, not a hacker, so.
Do you have any investigation?
I have 2 investigations, so yes.
Roll me intelligence plus investigation as you get to the... Essentially, it's essentially a mainframe room, for lack of a better term here. As you're raiding this room, you are able to find a sticky note taped to the underside of a desk with a username and password.
Classic.
It's a little less classic because it was legitimately taped under the desk, so it was legitimately hidden. It wasn't like sticky note at the bottom of the monitor.
Side of the tower.
Yeah, no, it was actually hidden. This person was trying to at least be somewhat intelligent with their ineptitude.
Man. I guess the government just isn't as secretive as they used to be.
Upon using that username and password, you don't find anything in a lot of detail. However, what you do find is somewhat of a journal. This person kept pretty decent notes. It actually looks like they were a spy of some sort that had infiltrated Task Force Valkyrie. They may have been Network Zero, but you're not entirely sure. Their notes detail the bioweapon, the experiments on kidnapped individuals with the contagion. It even details the assault on this actual particular facility inside the Pentagon. From what you can tell, it was just a group, unidentified number of just normal people. They were armed to the teeth, but there was nothing spectacular about them. However, the one thing that is not included is the fate of this bioweapon. Nor is the fate of the kidnapped people mentioned. It's mentioned that they escaped, but that's it.
Maybe these people could still be in the area then. But honestly, I feel like the fact that it's just regular people raiding a government facility is pretty spectacular in itself, all things considering.
That also stated, it's not necessarily spoken about in these notes as fact. It's spoken as if it's just this person's personal opinion. That not everybody here, referring to Task Force Valkyrie, knows what's going on. However, this person's opinion is despite that fact, despite what they think is a fact, all of Task Force Valkyrie is going to be held responsible. And that is where the notes end. There's no further updates. The last update was, let me get you a date here. In the ending, at beginning of the year, end of the year of 2026-ish. There's some data corruption. You're not able to get a month.
Let's see.
But it can't be any older than 2026, which is when the fall happened. Or any newer, sorry, let me rephrase that.
If it's possible, like if there's any, like, I don't know, USBs or something, I'd like to try to take the data with me at the very least, or...
Yeah, that's perfectly possible.
And then I guess I'll move on to the lab to see if there's anything else. Fine.
So, we will go ahead and switch back over to Edmond, who has made his very short walk to the Washington Monument. The individual that is there, if it were anybody other than you, he would seem perfectly human. Gives off kind of the same vibe as Seth. Moniker Professor sticks out. However, very quickly, you can see the writing on his forehead. Probably wouldn't be able to see it if you weren't so attuned to the Azoth.
Oh,
as you
shit.
are.
Sorry. Heck.
Your music? Your Edmond?
My bad.
That would be I.
He gives somewhat of a bow. The professor. And it's at this point he kind of... You notice in his hand he's holding a rather large thing. And he kind of... It's covered with what looks to be a white cloth, and he kind of tosses it off. It's a fountain. He's like, at one point, this thing produced a black substance. My children unfortunately used it up. However, I was able to modify it a bit.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but you need not beat around the bush. I'm sure you can see what I've done.
Of course. And I'm sure you can already see the pyros dripping out of this thing.
This is unfortunately not what our group's task would require, but valuable nonetheless.
Yeah. The term relic is not super specific. I would certainly classify this as a relic. Of course, I have my own terminology for it. An anthor.
The specifics of that vocabulary are unfortunately lost on me. It's not an easy study, that of your particular condition. There's not many field examples. Not anymore.
Oh, yes, my children were the last.
The last. The fire burns regardless. I fail to see how.
The fire is but embers of what it once was.
Then it simply needs more kindling.
Unfortunately, and he kind of makes a gesture at the world. There's not much kindling.
Nonsense. It would just. Then we need better kindling. It's simply the process needs to be more refined. It cannot be left to the natural processes. We can. Industry. We've done it before with every other thing on this earth.
Listen, I have been throughout the world. I've been to Australia, Russia, Brazil, Ireland. I even did a stint in Turkey. This thing affects the flame just as it affects every other thing. I fear even one of my own children suffer from this illness.
That it affects the flame, perhaps, is true. I cannot debate that fact. But I do not believe that this flame will die to embers. Not while I still have the embers. Shan't burn out while any of us still live. This flame is the key to our future.
He sighs. I wish I had your optimism. I, however, support that optimism, and I'm doing everything I can as well. The professor kind of leans against a nearby slab of stone at this point, honestly. Whatever it used to mean means nothing now. However, I'm sorry that it's not exactly what you were looking for. However, I hope it does make itself of use.
Oh, it will be of use, of course. If only, but I had more time. No.
Time for what? You said you're not super versed on my kind. Rare as we are, I'm probably the leading expert. Having created... Oh, how many? 6? Plus 100 or so Pandorans.
Well, it's a very simple thing. I have knowledge of fire, knowledge of the basis, knowledge of what we gained many, many decades ago through violent means, but to what end that has brought me, it is not the path forward.
If only more of your kind thought like you.
That's the thing there. It is a folly of man. We are focused on the short term. We see the short path to power and take it. I will confess, I did much the same.
We all have sins of the past, but you said you had a question. There's no reason to wax philosophy right now.
Less of a question and more of, well, endless. This path that your kind walk, it's poorly understood.
Is that a question?
More of a statement. The problem at first lies of where to even begin.
We begin by modeling ourselves after you. Well, not you per se, but humans at large.
And this is understood. But the concept of the path, the act of it, your goal is humanity. But I seek to understand how the path works so that I might aim it at something higher. Aim humanity to a greater point. As you can very clearly see, humans, we are failing. If we are to survive this, we must evolve.
That very dangerous mindset you have, though. I must point that out.
Life is dangerous. We left the savannas to travel across the world. We braved the cold of night and winter. What did we do? We tamed fire. We sought to conquer the seas, and we tamed the wind to carry us across our great earth. We sought to tame the stars. Why could we not tame our condition?
With that, we're going to move over to... Have you figured out something?
I have. Well, possibly. Can I use gutter magic?
Gutter magic is used by...
I don't know. It's in oh, no, it's first edition. Ignore me. It's from Witchfinders, so it's a hunter one there.
I mean, I'll let it go.
I've got okay. It's I've got a couple of other options as well, but I'm not too sure. It's from hosts, from predators. No.
That's 1E werewolf.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No worries. I do have other
Well,
things
I stated the gutter magic thing's fine.
It's no. I do have something. It's not quite as grim. From psychic.
Okay.
So it's psychic infection.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
So it's when your psychic vampirism fills wound penalties or drains the last willpower from a subject, roll psychic vampirism. Successes inflict psychic vampirism on the subject, which fades if they suffer full ephemera bleed without ever feeding. So yeah, quite.
So give me the. Each roll's gonna require an hour. It's occult plus intelligence, extended action, and I have your target successes.
Okay.
Since this is taking course over a week, I'm just looking specifically for failures and exceptional successes, essentially, here.
Okay. What was the roll again? Remind me.
With our intelligence plus occult, and yes, you can add your, since you're doing a ritual here, you can add your religion.
I'll take that. 4, 3, 7, 9. Yes. Okay. 3.
Okay. What's your total between wisdom or between intelligence and occult?
Without the modifier.
Yeah.
The special. Oh, sorry, I rolled one too many. I'll roll 7 on this. It should be 8. It should be 7. And I accidentally rolled 2.
Okay, so you
So I'll
have
roll
to get
7
this in
this time.
7 turns. So your
7
next.
turns. Okay, so 3. I'm only going to roll 7 because I rolled one too many that time.
Yeah.
Nothing. Come on. Two.
Okay.
I'm going to willpower this. I'm going to willpower this one. So 8, 3, 11. 1.
Wow.
Wow, that was bad. 5. There we go.
Okay, that's an exceptional
1,
success,
2,
so you can take
3.
either the exceptional success that ability would grant you, if it has one. You can reduce the amount of time or reduce the amount of successes that you need.
I will, at this point, I will reduce the amount of successes. And on this next roll, I would like to cash in Inspired.
Okay.
So 3 successes for the exceptional. And 5 again.
Alright, you've definitely succeeded. So, your book is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hours of a ritual. And your phone rings.
I will, take some time, and I will answer it.
Seth. It's been a long time. You had left us a message.
Do you have a name, or should I make something up?
He actually ignores the question.
No, sorry.
No, I realize you're
Yeah.
asking out of game as well, but I'm taking it as in game as well a little bit because
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
we
Yes,
we need you to get here to the desert now. We found
Something
something,
coordinate.
and I mean, we found something. You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Mummy the Curse 2nd Edition Final Hours, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. And if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, in the fading memories of this dying world, can we discover a way to survive?